السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا اتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة دلالة وكل دلالة في النار. Verily, all the praise, and certainly all of the magnification, and all of our dedication, and all of our glorification, it should be for Allah and Allah alone. And I publicly, I inwardly, and I outwardly declare and attest and profess that there is nothing or no one that deserves to be worshipped except for Allahu Jalla fi Ula. And I bear witness that Muhammad ibn Abdullah salawatullahi wa salam alayhi was the last and seal of messengers to guide mankind from the darkness into the light of Islam. And on one Yom, the topic for today, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, brothers and sisters, and on one Yom, the topic for today is teamwork. 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 Teamwork in the Ummah, ya ikhwan, is so important, ya ikhwan. And while we bring some analogies from the sports world, we want to first show the brothers and sisters that teamwork is encouraged in Islam, And it is mandated from Rabbul Izzah that we're all Amul Jama'i, we're all together in this thing called Deen Allah. قال الله تعالى, after I say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وتعاونوا على البر والتقوى ولا تعاونوا على الإثم والعدوان. Come together, cooperate together on piety and righteousness, but don't come together on sin and transgression. So Allah Ta'ala is encouraging the believers that when it comes to doing things that deserve to be worshipped in our amal, inshallah ta'ala, is for Allah, we need taqwa, and ya ikhwan, we need the righteous deeds, righteous actions, righteous things from our inside of our mind, our heart, and our actions on our lips. We also need, ya ikhwan, we need to be people that love Islam, live Islam, and learn Islam. Allah Ta'ala goes on to say, and this is concerning team building a team, what is known as a jama'ah, ya ikhwan. Many of the Muslims, if you ask them, what is a jama'ah? They say, well, that's just the masjid up the road. That's it. We went to make jama'ah. No, the jama'ah is the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وقال Allah Ta'ala, and this is in Surah Al-Asr, Allah Ta'ala goes on to say, إِلَى الَّذِينَ آمِنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. Allah Ta'ala goes on to say that verily, those who have iman, and they combine with that righteous actions. And this is the debate that I have with all my non-Muslim family members, that it's not just actions. You have to have the right belief. And then those who enjoin one another to be, ya ikhwan, upon this path of Islam, al-haq. Islam is deen al-haq. And, ya ikhwan, to have patience upon this path. To be patient. I have seen people come in Islam and leave Islam. Whether they were born Muslims or they were new shahadas, they were in the deen for a little bit of time and then they left Islam. How many times, ya ikhwan, have you seen, ya akhwat, when somebody takes the shahada, we take pictures, mashallah, Susan, Bob, Mike, Jessica, they took Islam, and then a picture is taken, and then mashallah, tabarakallah, somebody posted, mashallah, Islam is winning. But how many people have left Islam and there's no picture showing us that they've left Islam, ya akhwat? As the ummah, we aren't winning. We are losing, ya ikhwan. If you're going to keep score, ya ikhwan, at the scoreboard of the ummah, we know, ya ikhwan, that the ummah has been taking what is known as some L's. In the hip-hop culture, it's called L's, meaning we're losing. We're losing the game. There's 2 billion Muslims on the earth. Muslims, ya ikhwan, the question is, where is the teamwork? Where is the Amla Jawad? Where is the ummah coming together? But don't worry, brother. We have halal meat, brother. We have the meat, brother, mashallah, we're winning. We have thousands of Muslim restaurants, mashallah, Islam is growing. We have lots of halal everywhere. But where is the halal brotherhood? Where is the halal sisterhood, ya ikhwan? So we look at the situation, we find, ya ikhwan, that the Muslims, unfortunately, are divided. Allah Ta'ala goes on to say, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبِّ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا, and hold firmly to the rope of Allah, and don't be divided. Don't be divided. Oh, he's a Muslim from this country. Or he's a Muslim from that country. Or she's a Muslim from that. No, they're Muslim, period. You happen to be born in different lands, but the deen is one. Allah is one. His messenger is one. The book is one. The deen is one. So when it comes down to the situation, my dear brothers, we're finding that the Muslims are saying, mashallah, brother, we're winning. We're getting halal mortgages now. Even the government is giving us halal mortgages. We're winning. Also, ya ikhwan, the question is, even the Muslim kids now, since they got the fatwa from the man of the land, now weed is halal in society, so now the Muslims are smoking weed. This is a serious situation, my dear brothers. The scoreboard, Muslims are losing. I've been keeping score, ya ikhwan, since I became a Muslim. I found out that Muslims are in concentration camps. Muslims are suffering. They're being persecuted. They're facing affliction. They're facing distress, tribulation, anguish, adversity, hardship, famine, humiliation, injury, and oppression, ya ikhwan. Destitution. But that's okay, brother. Alhamdulillah, we have halal meat. But that's okay, brother. We have big, beautiful chandeliers in the masjid. But that's okay, brother. We have a big, huge minaret that we can't call the alarm. But that's okay, brother. We have a very beautiful big dome on top of the masjid, brother. We're winning. وَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. And we have halal meat, alhamdulillah. قال الله تعالى كان من الذين آمنوا وتواصوا بالصبر وتواصوا بالمرحمة. Be of those. These are the skills you need to be on the team of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to be a winner. Be of those who have faith and enjoy each other, to have patience, and to enjoy each other, to have compassion. Compassion for the Muslims. Not just from the Muslims from your country only, or only a certain country where the land is supposed to be more holier than any other land. Muslims all over, we're supposed to have compassion. So the question comes, brothers and sisters, are we loving and are we hating mildly? The question comes, ya ikhwan. I wish that we could trade some people away. We need some new people on our team. So the question comes, in life, you will be let down by those that are close to you. Those who have helped, those that you have helped out, those that you have given your time, your energy, your spit, meaning you've talked to them a lot, to your blue in the face. Those that you've given your money, those that you've given your du'as. And at the end of the day, all they give you is headaches, ya ikhwan. So the question comes, can we cut people off? Yes, we're allowed to cut some people off. So now the question comes, who are these people? Family, friends, foes, and even bros. And those trying to make lots of doughs. The shiesty Muslim businessmen. I bumped into a lot of them and they cheated me. Family, sometimes, ya ikhwan, they will let you down. They will act like clowns. They will treat you unfair. They'll not show up for you. They'll not help you with your dreams. They will cut you off, not even return your calls, and sometimes they don't give you salams. We need to keep score. We're losing. Sometimes, family, they'll become dead to you. They won't even communicate with you. They won't have any interactions with you. They'll fight over money. They'll fight over property. They'll fight over position. They'll fight over inheritance. As many stories have come to me, when the parents die, the kids are fighting, and mashallah, the lawyers are making lots of halal money off of the Muslims. Lack of love, ya ikhwan. Then there's the friends. Can you turn those friends, or are they frenemies? This is the questions. Friends, enemies, frenemies. Frenemies, enemies, or friends. Who's amongst us on our team? Some of our frenemies, they love you for only a day. Then they hate you. Some they lie, some they cheat, some they steal, some they undercut you. Some of them, ya ikhwan, they block you, they impede you. And they even stop you, ya ikhwan, from business deals or even marital opportunities. Over the years, working with the Muslims, the amount of complaints of how Muslims are treating each other, ya ikhwan, we need to do better. Some of them, ya ikhwan, will even corrupt you with their bad behavior. Foes, they don't like you, so be careful of your surroundings. They don't have any good intentions for you. You have to be on guard. The thing about enemies, you sometimes see them coming from far. But what about those that are right amongst you, ya ikhwan? We're talking about إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةً. Verily the believers are brothers. Are we keeping score of who's around us? Are we watching to see who is amongst us? Then there's the bros. They impede you. They block you. They interfere with you. They deter you. They restrict you. They limit you. They throw monkey wrenches into your success. Many so-called brothers, ya ikhwan, me as a new Muslim, have done me dirty over the years, ya ikhwan. And alhamdulillah, we have been very patient not to put these hands, these hockey hands, on any Muslims, walillahi alhamd. Ya ikhwan, we have to be careful, ya ikhwan, of the fake smiles while we're being stabbed in the back. Where are we going with all of this, ya ikhwan? Brothers and sisters, you need to know a little bit about me. Before I became Muslim, I played semi-pro hockey. That means that I got paid to play the game. I would just show up at the rink, all my equipment would be there, and it was drilled in me from the time I was 6 years of age. You gotta be a team player. You gotta be part of the team. You need to take one for the team. You need to be team-oriented. If the team wins, we win, you win. Teamwork, teamwork, teamwork. It makes the dream work. And one of my sheikhs, ya ikhwan, we have to give some analogies. He told me a very powerful story for those who like American football. And he talked about, ya ikhwan, how he himself used to play football at a very high-ranking university in the States. And he tells the story of the quarterback or the running back. how their job is to move the team forward yards. And he has a bunch of linemen that are supposed to protect him or the running back from getting hit from the other team so the team can move forward yards. So we know that there's 11 people trying to stop the team from moving forward. We expect that, Yahweh. But the problem is when the lineman, he didn't do his push-ups, he didn't do his sit-ups, he wasn't strong enough, or he moved out the way so the quarterback or the linebacker can get hit, means that they failed their job. And then the team loses, and there's no yards gained. The team got beat down. They lost, they got humiliated, they got pummeled. In the sports world, Yahweh, this is very bad when the team loses. The question is, are we keeping score? We are losing, Yahweh. The question comes now, in the sports world, do we need new coaches? Do we need new GMs? Do we need new players? And the big question is, do we need more arenas? More arenas. And in the Muslim world, meaning more masjids. Yahweh, I have seen with my own eyes in different parts of the GTA, 5 masjids, 4 masjids, 3 masjids, 6 masjids, 7 masjids within a 4-kilometer circumference, Yahweh. Allah Ta'ala says, Yahweh, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Alhamdulillah, حمد كثير طيبا مبارك فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضى. Teamwork to make the dream work. Teamwork to make the dream work. What is teamwork? Teamwork is a collective effort of a group to achieve a common goal or to complete a task in an effective way. Teamwork is seen within the framework of a team, a group of independent individuals who come together. Like for instance, Yahi, if I was to come in to try to poke you, if you were trying to give me a hard time, and I poked you with one finger, I couldn't really do too much damage. But if it got more intense and I decided to take my fingers, and I went like this, and you kept trying to come at me and I went like that, it's more powerful. Our ummah, Yahweh, there's 2 billion Muslims, Yahweh. And our situation is not good, brothers. Because poor practice, poor preparation, poor performance, Yahweh. We need to do better. We need to take one for the team. And Yahweh, in a very beautiful story, I just heard it recently on ESPN, which is a sports network. One of the old coaches of the Lakers talked about a star by the name of Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba. And he used to think that Kobe was stuck up, that he didn't like his team. So then he asked Kobe Bryant, why don't you pass the ball to the other players on the team? So he said, listen, when we fly into the city, the whole team goes to the clubs. I rent out a gym and I try to get up 500 shots the night before or the day before. I'm shooting. I'm working on my craft. Whereas the rest of them, he goes, I come to practice early and I leave practice late. And he's usually in a sweat an hour before even the trainers come to train him. So the question comes, when the game is on the line, and they put 2 or 3 players onto Kobe, and he knows the guys that are in the practice, they only shot 100 shots, but he shot 500 shots. So he'll even try to take a hard shot because he practices those hard shots because the rest of his team is ill-prepared, Yahweh. This shows you, Yahweh, that even he would go back and forth and watch game tape of his opponents so he could study the game that he's in. So while he was sleeping, he was even imagining plays. But the question is, our ummah, we're not sleeping. We're in a coma. We haven't woken up, Yahweh, for more than 100 years. So my dear brothers, where does this all go? Allah Ta'ala goes on to say, Al-akhillau yawma'idhin ba'duhum li ba' aduun illa muttaqin. Your close friends will be enemies to you, to one another, on the day of judgment, except for the righteous. As one wanted to say, Al-mar'u, in another narration, Al-rajulu ala dini khalili, falyandur ahadukum min yukhalil. Look, used to say, look to who you take as your friend. For verily a person, a man is on the religion of your friend, so look to see who you take as your friend. So be careful, brothers and sisters, who's on your inner circle. Do you have winners or losers in your inner circle? Recently, because of the fitna in the Muslim community, I myself had to what they call ghost some people because they were just taking too much of my time, harassing me, telling me riba and namima, telling me about people's marital problems, telling me about all types of problems that are happening. I'm like, brother, if you need counseling, go get some counseling. I can't sit on the phone with you for hours and hours. I can't do that. I'll give you 5 minutes of nasiha, and that's it. So ya ikhwan, where does this come? Well, we have to be careful. The Prophet ﷺ, he gave us a beautiful hadith. And maybe it's the first time many of you heard this hadith. But the first time I heard this hadith, I used to think that it was wrong to have a hate in my heart for the Muslims or to boycott the Muslims. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, and this is on the authority of Abu Hurairah, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. He went on to say, أحبب حبيبك حون ما أصى أن يكون بغيضك يوم ما وأبغض بغيضك حون ما أصى أن يكون حبيبك يوم ما أخرجه الترمذي وصححه الألباني. The Prophet went on to say, pick this, sisters, you should write this in ink. Because I know the sisters take more notes than the brothers. The Messenger of Allah went on to say, love whom you love mildly, gently. Perhaps he will become hateful to you. And hate whom you hate mildly, perhaps he will become your beloved someday. Brothers, after 9/11, me being a person who used to work in the jails, I got many phone calls from strange Muslims wanting to have tea with me, wanting to sit with me, wanting to get to know me, wanting to discuss things with me. And my Jahiliyyah sense kept in, and I said, I don't want to be around these brothers. I don't trust none of these brothers. And lo and behold, ya ikhwan, they were not on the team of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So the question comes now, ya ikhwan. If your brother, if your sister, you see them, mashallah, striving to fear Allah and to be good Muslims, then work with them. But if you see them, ya ikhwan, caught up in confusion and destruction and causing harm to the community and speaking bad about the community and speaking bad about people, advise them and then run away from them after that if they continue that behavior. Just last week, I ended with this phone call. Brother, did you hear that so-and-so, brother so-and-so and sister so-and-so, they got divorced? Like, no, I didn't hear that. Model couple for 20 years. Some people we look very high up. Unfortunately, ya ikhwan, the Ayn al-Haq, Muslims, I believe, put Ayn on that family, ya ikhwan. Because that family was a very righteous, good Muslim family. And their heart was so big, they used to go to people's house and eat and drink. But ya ikhwan, as you know, and as I seen with my own eyes while I was in some of the Muslim countries, Muslims, astaghfirullah, they put black magic, a sihr, on the Muslims, ya ikhwan, and do evil things. So my brothers and sisters, as the Prophet went on to say, very important point, La tusahib ila mu'mina. La tusahib ila mu'mina. La tusahib ila mu'mina. The Prophet went on to say, do not accompany anybody except a firm believer. You have to know who is around you, brothers and sisters. Muslims are stealing from each other. Muslims are cheating each other. Muslims are speaking ill about each other. Muslims are destroying so many marriages. That I talked to one of the imams recently, and he said that there were some individuals that destroyed 7 marriages since COVID started. And these are people that may have a nice, beautiful beard. They may have a nice, beautiful hijab. You may see them in the masjid banging their head on the ground before you. And behind the scenes, they're not playing on the team of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Dear brothers and sisters, we ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to send salat and salam on Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to help us to be a united ummah, to be together upon Islam, Iman, Taqwa. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to clean our hearts together. And we ask Allah to help us to join the ranks when we're praying together so the devil doesn't come in between us. With that, hadama indi wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Qim as-salat, yarhamukallah. أكبر الله أكبر.